Hey guys, welcome back to IT Garage, and today we're gonna make this thing a little bit cooler. It's righty loosey, lefty tighty. One of the dogs peed in the car because of course they did. Bonds to any surface. Hopefully it bonds to some rust. Just paint right over that spider nest, no big deal. I'm dripping with sweat. I just heard some thunder before it rains, I guess. I had to plug the hole with my finger because water was coming in and hitting me in the face. In case you're curious why I'm replacing the tires, they're not good. Every single tire looks like that. Water will actually spit right off the tire into your face. Out of sight, out of mind. Floors are patched. Just because this is cheap doesn't mean it has to be bad. 5,000 frogs outside right now, I guess. We're just gonna pretend that that's how that's supposed to look. Make sure you pull it nice and tight and stretch your new brake line out. Now when you do that at home, first of all, don't do this at home. You know, because when you cut coils, guys, the ride doesn't get better. It's almost midnight. Apparently my neighbor finds it is the time to give his kids shirtless rides around the cul-de-sac on a moped. Hey guys. You know, they probably don't really want us being here. So, we have our 1974 Ford Courier. Took it to a show this last week before the 4th of July, and I'll tell you what, it got a lot more attention than I was anticipating. People coming up and saying they've never seen one before, saying that they had one just like this they bought for $200, 20 years ago. Everyone said they loved it and they had a good time. Also, the stickers came in. We got the sticker on the truck, lowering blocks for the rear, and we have new tires. These tires or casings, as Sleeper would call them, are pretty much trash. They're Maypops, to say the least. We need to go ahead and get those replaced. But first what we're going to do is we're going to pop the caps off. We're going to sand the wheels down. We're going to give them a nice coat of white paint. It's just a couple cans of spray paint. Ain't going to be too bad. So let's go ahead and get started. And first things first, we're going to get this truck raised up off the ground, the wheels off, and start sanding. Along with new paint on the wheels and new tires, we are also going to try and clean these up. This one right here I think is the worst of them with that rust on there. So we're just going to go ahead and totally ignore that and just try to shine them up anyways and see how good we can make these look. But we're not going to go ahead and do that until we get these sprayed up and sanded down, because that's going to take the longest. It is humid here, to say the least. So I'm going to have to spray them outside, then I'll move them inside the basement, try to get them to dry a little bit quicker. Now don't forget this driver's side over here. These wheels are left hand, they're reverse. It's righty loosey, lefty tighty. Give her the shake test. We're good. We're putting on the toenails. They are 205/75/14s with the white wall. 3-inch lowering blocks on that we picked up. We got the Beltec brand. Did we get a sticker? That's the real question. Did you even lower your truck if you didn't put a sticker on? I don't think we got a sticker. Aluminum blocks. I honestly thought they were going to be steel. The U-bolts and some instructions. There we go. With the stickers, and they're even red. I think that'll look maybe up there, over there. I don't know. We'll see. Get the back of the truck lifted up the rest of the way, get the wheels off, and get these wheels sanded down. Get them ready for some paint. Also, don't worry guys, that wet spot on the ground is nothing leaking from the rear tire. One of the dogs peed in the car, because of course they did. All right, so here we are. We got the wheels off the truck. It's sitting over there on jack stands. Hopefully not for very long. We're going to go ahead and pop these wheel weights off the front. I'm going to go ahead and talk to the guy that is like actually right over there. That's how far the tire shop is. We could about walk there. And we're going to see if he can put these spacers, or not spacers, if he can wheel weight them from the back so that we have nice clean looking wheels. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray right over the valve stems and everything, and I'll just have him put new valve stems on. and we're just gonna go ahead and get these sanded down. I don't know what the process is gonna be. I think I'm just gonna try to rough it up with some sandpaper and or steel wool. Yeah, throw a little bit of primer down and then throw a little bit of paint on top of that. We're gonna get these wheel weights, sweat just dripped off my head. We're gonna try to get these wheel weights popped off. We'll get that removed along with the other few, and we will get these sanded up. All right, I am sweaty now, even though I did was sand a few wheels, and not even just the backside. But we got all the wheel weights off. I kind of tossed them all in here. Just gonna go ahead and get all new thrown on, make sure we're good to go. I trust my tire guy over there, so he'll help me out. We just went ahead and roughed up this inside lip that you'll see a little bit of, just based on the way that the wheels are. So we're just gonna go ahead and get a light coat sprayed on the inside of all these wheels, and because it's white, I think it should be fine. Bonds to any surface. Hopefully it bonds to some rust. Just paint right over that spider nest, no big deal. I was planning on using this primer for the front, but we are about empty. We'll let that dry for about 30 seconds. We'll flip the wheels over and we'll start sanding the top side. Just knock down any rust that's there, and this whole truck was hand painted, so there's lots of runs and drips and all that sort of stuff. So just try to level that out just a little bit. Again, this is budget. We're not going for perfect, we're going for nicer. So that's what we're gonna do. We've got these two done over here. We need to do these two still. This sucks. I'm dripping with sweat. I just heard some thunder. So I guess we'll see how much we get done. Got an old junky microfiber here. Wipe them off. It is like the slightest bit damp, just to help collect anything extra on there. But I doubt you have to get it wet to get most of this junk out. The leaf blower did a pretty good job. I don't know if you can catch it on camera, but it really blew crap out of there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and spray the primer that I have left on these two. I might have some more, I don't know. We'll see, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do a light dusting of primer on those two because they seem to have the most rust. So maybe it'll help knock that down just a little bit from popping back through. Also, I'm not masking off the tire at all because the second that these are dry, we're gonna go and get the new tires put on. So I'm not even gonna waste any time even attempting to mask. All right, well, that's all she's got. We got this gloss white here from Rust-Oleum, which is the same brand as the primer we were using. I wish I had that Sawzall, reciprocating saw attachment that Puddin had. That thing's awesome. I don't know if you've seen it or watched his channel. If you don't watch his channel, go check it out. He loves these old mini trucks. And he's got this attachment on the end of his Sawzall, and it shakes the living snot out of these cans. And he shakes them enough that it actually warms it up on the inside. He says it's the best spray pattern you can ever get out of spray paints by doing that. So we might have to pick one of those up. If they're 25 bucks or less and it makes spray painting that much nicer, it might be worth it. And now that I'm actually painting, I'm not just primering. The primer always seems to dry a heck of a lot faster. So I'm gonna do a lot thinner coats before it rains, I guess. All right, I'm gonna go inside and get something to drink. Dry off again. Let these sit for a few minutes and we'll come back out, hit them again, and do a few more coats till we think they look good or better. Guys, it's been a couple hours. You can see it's dark out here now, well, dark-ish out here now. Let's go in here and see. I got the AC running. So here are the wheels. In case you're curious why I'm replacing the tires, can you see those? They're not good. Every single tire looks like that, which is unfortunate because there's like a ton of tread on these, but they do have a date code of 2008. You know, they're due. But yeah, nice and shiny. And I did even paint insides with a hasty paint job here, just so that if you happen to see just a little bit, I'm really not worried about it. But I'm telling you what, these fronts look good. They don't look too bad. So hopefully the guy tomorrow can get wheel weights on them without making them look terrible, and can just mount the tires without making them look terrible. There's a bug in one, and it is what it is. You know, you spray paint outside, you get that. But I think they're totally acceptable, especially for what we're doing. This isn't a show truck. This is just something to cruise around town in, look cool while doing it. Well, hopefully look cool while doing it. And yeah, I think you guys will like the way this turns out. I think I am too. So let's go see what else we can get done. Let's probably go mess with floors. So here we are over at the Courier, and we are going to try to get this interior straightened up. It needs a little bit of love, to say the least. You know, just let's try to clean these wires up and figure out this whole dash situation. And I got a blanket for the seat coming. That will be here tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this dash pad. I know that people take them and they like trim them till they're flat and then get the pads and put the pads over it. But I don't know if you can see that. It's, well here, well let's move that. It's definitely painted underneath. Would just the bare painted dash look better than this ripped up plastic? It's pretty rough looking. And then I still need to figure out about the windshield. It's seen better days, and there's actually a hole down here right in the middle. It was raining while I was driving the other day, and I had to plug the hole with my finger because water was coming in and hitting me in the face. Not the most pleasant driving experience, but you do what you gotta do. Let's go ahead and get started on this, and I guess we'll just pull everything out and kind of see where we're at. All right, so like I said, we're gonna start by just pulling all this junk out of here. We have our insurance card, makes this thing legal. The rest of it on top. We need to clean out the glove box. We have our fire extinguisher, little voltmeter. We have this that I need to return because that doesn't fit. Another hole that was a real problem when driving in the rain was these down here. I don't know if you can see them on the camera over there, but right at the seam, water will actually spit right off the tire into your face. So I was kind of getting tag teamed here by the hole in the windshield and the hole in the floorboard. We're going to try and straighten both of those up. But first, this wiring is ugly. Worst case, I think it's all just going to get zip tied up into the dash. You won't ever see it again. Out of sight, out of mind. All right, here we are the next morning. I went ahead and got the wheels and tires mounted and balanced. Here is the little mock-up. I think that looks awesome. I don't know if I'm in love with the stark white. It's a good starting point. We'll see how we like it with the white wall cleaned up and then with the center cap on. Obviously the truck lowered. I think it's gonna be awesome. It's Saturday morning, neighbors are mowing and kids are outside screaming, so I probably won't film too much of getting everything back together, but we'll see how it goes. Also, last night, I don't think I filmed the outro for the night because it was late, but the one thing I did was I cleaned up the engine bay just a hair. I got rid of the original air box contraption, which left a nice spot to mount our fuel pump. And then I ran, not my favorite, but it's secure, ground and an actual keyed, nice electrical connection for the fuel pump. So that is squared up and good to go. I also cleaned up the interior quite a bit. Like I said, I don't remember how much I got on film or not, but we just pulled everything out of it. Oh, that's right. And then I patched the floors. Floors are patched. You can see the thought process there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that bent up and try to make it fit a little bit nicer, and get that on the floor. And I'll do the same thing over here, probably with, I call it the no fun sign. You know, no soliciting, loitering, trespassing, cruising, bicycle, skateboards, rollerblades, or overnight parking. We'll go ahead and throw that one on this side, I think. And then I have a blanket coming for the seat. That'll make the seat look a million times better. Obviously need to deep clean the door panels. They are filthy. But yeah, and then I got some Gorilla Tape to kind of hold this down just a little bit. Like I said, guys, and I've said before, this is not going to be like a show truck. This is just a cool little cruiser, and who cares if there's a little bit of duct tape on the door panel? It is what it is. And then I think today, if everything goes well, we'll start on lowering the truck. I'm going to do 3-inch blocks in the back. I will match the front, which according to Ford Courier Nation or whatever it is on Facebook, it's about a coil and a half out of the front. So I'm going to start with just a coil because I kind of learned my lesson in the Lincoln that after you cut them, they do sag just a little bit more. So So less is more here. We're just gonna do a coil and then we'll see where that gets us. All right, we've got the tires on. Yeah, here's a quick sneak peek of what it's gonna look like. Kind of like the white. Obviously the white walls still need cleaned. I don't think I'm mad at the way they turned out. Just a little bit taller of a tire, a little bit wider of a tire. I can look at all this room here, even when we lower it, there's gonna be plenty of room. And in the back, same situation, plenty of room in the back. We got our 3-inch lowering blocks. We're gonna go ahead and install those after lunch. Let's go ahead and get the truck up top and we can start working on it. Of course, it started raining. Hopefully it's just a quick shower, but it's gonna be moist outside now, that's for sure. Days like today make me glad that I have a roof over my head, but it also makes me really wish I had walls. I'm just sitting here resting a little bit. It's freaking humid outside, so just a little damp. You know, so we're gonna try and collect ourselves a little bit before we go back here and raise up the back of the truck. We need to move it forward about 2 more feet so that we stay dry in the back now, and then we can get working on this thing. We're gonna go ahead and measure and see what we're at before. Shout out to my brother for leaving this here. Tape measure's a long way from home, but we are at just shy of 28 inches, which means our 3-inch block should get us right to the top of the wheel, which is perfect. But we're gonna go ahead and get measurements for the front as well, just like a bone stock measurement. We'll get the backs lowered and go from there, but the front is sitting right at what looks like 29, and so hopefully we can get to like 26, and maybe you guys can hear me. If not, I'll be voicing over because a lot of rain. That took longer than anticipated. Yeah, jack it up pretty high. Maybe they didn't have to come all the way off the ground. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead now and get you guys on the new little tripod I got sitting out there in the rain. So we got that guy at the Dollar Tree for $5 because I guess there's $5 items at the Dollar Tree now. That should be short enough to get you guys underneath the truck so I don't have to hold you and work at the same time. The tripod I'm using right now, it's just too tall. We gotta take these U-bolts out and we'll put the new ones in. But we're gonna need Jeanette's help, so thankfully she's out here. Jeanette doesn't know that we need her help. Yeah, I need you to jack the jack, please.
Jack up that jack.
Yes, please. Where'd the baby? Oh, she's in the box. That's hilarious.
Well, I can't put her on the ground.
Alright, one more. Alright, that's probably good. Hold on. Can you drop it down now?
Ugh, this never goes well.
I know.
I think I'm spinning it the wrong way. Yeah. Here it goes.
So now I just need to get it lined up. That's pretty much lined up. I gotta get out and kick this tire forward just a hair. It's just not quite set right. There we go. The rest of it looks pretty good from where I'm sitting. Here, let's show you guys Olivia. Show her in her box. Jeanette, what did we get? Sneak peek at the interior. Is that purple in it?
It's like got rainbow flecks in it.
Nice. All right, cool. $20 Amazon overnight delivery.
That's not too. It's like pretty soft too.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Nice. You gotta kind of squeeze the U-bolts together just a hair so they go down in the holes. Get that side in. We're gonna thread the nut on there just a little bit. It doesn't pop back out on us. There we go. I've read lots of things about these kits. Now, I don't know if it was the Beltec kit specifically, not to use power tools to install because you can strip these and cross-thread them pretty bad. You know, obviously this bolt's on there. It's not cross-threaded. And this only puts like 20 foot-pounds or 25 foot-pounds before it stops, so I'm not too worried. If this bolt can't handle 25 foot-pounds, we're in trouble. All right, well, I'm gonna get the wrench on here. We're just gonna go ahead and run these down a little bit more, make sure they're nice and tight, and it'll be good to go. The back will be done. All right, so we have everything out from the back of the truck. Check out the way that the wheel sits right now. I think that's perfect. So let's go ahead and get this thing dropped down and see how she looks. All right, so we got still plenty before we hit any bump stocks or anything like that. Obviously, it's not going to ride great, but that's not a Cadillac. If you want a good ride, you take that car. You don't take this, you want a good ride. I think this thing's going to look pretty cool. Right now, we got a little bit of that Carolina lean going on, but it ain't too bad. And I think it's perfect. And I think I might try to straighten this up too. You know, it's the little things. Like I've been saying, just because this is cheap doesn't mean it has to be bad. So let's see what we can do here. There we go. Let's go ahead and measure the back and see where we're sitting. Like I said, we did a 3-inch drop. I think we were right at 28 before. Let's see if we're sitting right about 25. Right about 25. So 3-inch lowering kit does what it's supposed to do. So I feel like I've already made this video. This is the same as what we did in the Lincoln. If you were here for that, and if you weren't here for that, go check it out. Cool little video. What we're doing is we are smacking our head. Essentially, we need to drop the shock out of here. We need to take off this very healthy looking sway bar link. Is that what that's called? Sway bar link? And then right here is a nut. Drop that out for the upper ball joint. Then smack the snot out of it to get it to drop down. But make sure you have your jack up underneath that when you do that, because the spring and all that nonsense will fall out. I'm gonna keep you guys rolling just for fun. But I do have the fan going. It's like unbearable out here right now. Hopefully it's not too bad. Also, hopefully all the frogs, I don't know if you guys can hear those, but there's, I don't know, 5,000 frogs outside right now, I guess, and they want to talk. There's always something that hangs you up. Seems like it's going to be the cotter pin this time. Ideally, I'd just cut this off and put in a new shock, but I didn't think to buy new shocks before I started this. Yeah, we're just going to pretend that that's how that's supposed to look. I think we're ready now to get this supported. Take that nut off up there. I think it's a 17 millimeter. Not that you care. Lift this up, drop it down, get this out of the way, get the spring out of here, get her cut up. Beautiful. And make sure you pull it nice and tight and stretch your new brake line out. Now when you do that at home, first of all, don't do this at home. But when you do that at home, on your car, that spring might fly out at you. I know it wasn't going to because I already did the other side. So that's why it looks very casual there, because I knew that it wasn't going to hurt me. Now, the Lincoln forum did me all right on how much to cut off, and I accidentally cut too much off. So I'm not going to make that mistake again this time. Everyone was saying to do 2 coils, 2 coils, 2 coils to get the 3-inch drop in the back. So I'm going to do 1.5 coils. They were saying that if you cut it right here, that's 1 coil cutting off this top. So that means that to do 1.5 coil, or no, I'm not even doing 1.5. I'm doing 1.25. How much did I cut off? So here's how much I cut off the other one. I was gonna make sure that I didn't get screwed by going too low, because Lincolns, they pass through junkyards quite often. I haven't seen any Couriers come through any of the LKQs in my area, and I'm looking from Charlotte to the coast of North Carolina, and I haven't seen one come through. So finding coils used is going to be a lot harder. Obviously, you can buy new ones. At least, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. We're going to draw a line there, which I will say, drawing fairly well on this rust-colored metal. So we're just going to mark that same line right there. Take it to our cutoff wheel over there. Get it cut off. All right, we got the spring cut. You're just going to have to believe me that it's exactly the same as the other one. I had to leave the piece down there because, well, it was too hot to grab. Gonna get this thrown back in here, get her bolted back up. I did lose some footage probably because I ran out of room on my iPhone. This is all I'm filming on. I don't have another camera, I don't have anything like that, so I have to go through and like delete videos as I take them. I've been lax on that, so I ran out of storage. So if any of you guys make YouTube videos in the comments, let me know what you guys use. I'd like to hear from you guys. Let's go ahead and get this shock installed and then get the wheel back on and get this thing on the ground and see where we're sitting. But before we take any like measurements or anything like that, I'm gonna go and make sure that the baby and Jeanette are fine inside the house. And then I'm gonna go drive around for a half hour or so and get this thing just to settle a little bit. This is what happened to Lincoln. I cut too much because I went, yep, that looks great. And then I kept driving and it sagged a little bit more. And it's just like a 1/4 of an inch too low. You live and you learn. So we're trying to do better this time. If you guys want to see this whole process better, like I said, go and watch that Lincoln video. But if you really want to know how to do it, go find somebody else. This is how I do it. Is it the right way? I don't know. All right, we'll get this button back up and we'll get the wheel back on and we'll maybe go for a cruise. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I'm pretty excited to see how this looks. And remember, it's gonna settle more, so hopefully it's not too low already. All right, I think we're sitting a little high in the front still, but we will wait and see how it settles. I definitely went conservative on the coils. There is a slight illusion here because like I said, the back of the wheel wells are different. See the body line that goes down the side? So right here, you know, on my camera, it's about a finger width, but back there, well, it's still a finger width because it does weird things. But I'm telling you that back there is lower than this. This sits up higher. Get a measurement and see what it's reading though. So if I remember right, I think we're at 29 in the front, and right now, okay, it says we're sitting at 28.5. A 1/2 inch drop out of the front right now. I guess we'll go for a cruise and see if this thing settles at all in the next few days. And if it does not settle anymore, then we'll come back out and trim out probably another 1/4 of a coil. Just a little bit, just to get it to drop a little bit more. We're gonna go ahead and call it for now. I'm gonna get the junk out of the back of the bed, all this crap, get that out of here. Just set it on the ground, probably, maybe on the back of the Edsel with our blanket seat cover, and get this thing cleaned up and take it out for a spin. See how bad it drives. You know, because when you cut coils, guys, the ride doesn't get better. What do the girls say? You know, beauty is pain. Well, so is lowered, slammed, static vehicles. If you're doing an air ride, or you know, you fabbed up some suspension to fit in here, then yeah, sure, it'd ride better, but that's not what we're doing around here. This is budget. To lower this truck, not including the tires, because that's not lowering the truck, but to lower the truck, we're like $60 an hour and a half of time. Can't be mad at that. We got the wheels and tires on last night. We got dropped down, you saw that, and I think that it needs to come down in the front just a little bit more. We're gonna wait for it to settle a little bit, make sure that we don't cut it too low in the front and then have to undo it all and try again. What we're gonna do now is we're going to get the seat covered. Jeanette's out here, she's gonna help me. We're gonna get this done. I don't know how much of what we're gonna cut off where, but I went to Walmart, picked up these little inch squares of foam. I'll probably throw it on the seat bottom and then the seat back, or maybe I'll do 2 and 2. I don't know. We gotta figure out how we're gonna secure it and all that nonsense, but we'll get it done, and once we're done, I'll show you how it looks, and I'll let you know any tips and tricks that we ended up doing. We got it done, I think, for what, $21. And I'm not the first guy to do this, I understand that, but I think this looks so much better than it did before. And we got the foam back there, so there's a little bit of a lump there, and then on that side I did 2, and on the bottom I did 1. So it's not perfect, but dang it, it looks so much better. And it'll fall and wear and all that stuff, and hopefully it looks better with time. There's a little $20 seat reconditioning, you could call it. I'm gonna go out and I just want to drive this thing. I need to get some miles on it to drop the front of this truck, because I know it's gonna sag. I just need to go out and do it. Hey everyone, back at it tonight. We are going to look at the hubcaps of all things. These have seen better days, but they're original and they're here, and I have a complete set. So we're going to use something that I have never used before. I saw another YouTube channel use it, never dull. We'll see how it goes, but I'll get a nice little before shot here in a second, and we will get the after shot when we're done, and that might do a time lapse of me working on them. But yeah, we'll see what we can get, how nice these things will turn out. I think they'll look sweet on our white wheels. I'm not saying that it's not cleaning it, but what I am saying is that I don't think it's doing it well enough. So I'm going to grab the Soapy SOS pads, and I'm going to go ahead and hit this with a little bit of cleaner, and I'm really going to get in there with this, and that should take off all the rust and everything. I'm not saying that isn't going to polish it, but I don't think it's enough to get this rust out. Hit it with this, and maybe we'll chase it with the Never Dull after. They're not perfect, but they're a heck of a lot better. I really think the steel will help get out that dark rust staining there in the middle. And I'm going to try a different polish. Actually, what I used to use in high school, I had a set of chrome wheels on my first car. I used aluminum and water, and that was enough to get it shining like brand new. Now, is that me remembering that they looked brand new, or did they look brand new? I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and retorque these lugs, make sure they're all good to go. Then we're gonna go ahead and throw these caps on. Here it is. I think they look pretty good. No complaints from me. Besides that, these white walls are super hard to get clean. I don't know what type of blue goo they put on these things, but it's on there. That is for sure. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to work on the front of the truck, get these little bumper-ettes off, get these little brackets off, and then clean it up, clean up all the chrome, really get this thing looking good for what it is. I might even take the mirrors off. I don't love those, never have. I think I'm going to get some peep mirrors, I think they're called. They kind of clip up on top. I think that'll make it look a lot slicker. Kind of go for the look that I'm after. That's it for tonight. It's almost midnight. Apparently my neighbor finds it is the time to give his kids shirtless rides around the cul-de-sac on a moped. What are you going to do? We'll catch you guys later. Not too bad. Hoping it'll settle down about another ½ inch, but we took already over 1 inch off based on some measurements what I remember it being last time, and I definitely think, I really do think it looks better. Here we can see the actual level. You can see it's not favoring that front very much at all anymore, and it's been on the ground for about a minute, but yeah, hopefully this is more the look I want. If not, we can always go lower, I guess. Still debating if I leave the rear bumper on or not. I kind of like how low it is to the ground, but I don't like this bumper in particular, so kind of catch-22. I'm gonna go make sure the wife and baby are okay in bed, and then I'm probably gonna go take a little drive around, see if it settles anymore. Just put a few miles on it, you know, maybe 15 or 20 miles or so, just cruising around. And since last time, I have got the taillights working. They were not working, and neither were the turn signals. I still don't know why the turn signals just started working, but the taillights, it was a chewed up wire underneath the engine bay. There's like 3 or 4 chewed up wires. One was a temperature sensor, and they've bypassed that. Another one was windshield wipers. They've bypassed that, and there was one other one, and I didn't notice it was there until I was troubleshooting in the back. Couldn't figure it out. Got the voltmeter out, started testing around, started cleaning grounds, and I was like, all right, there's just no power back here at all. Where's it go? And between the Haynes manual and just following the wires, I finally got it. So that was a nice relief. So now the license plate light works, the tail lights work, the running lights work, the turn signals work, the headlights have always worked. But yeah, she's fully legal now. We're gonna go take her for a cruise. Hey guys, I made it back. Went around, did about 20 miles, give or take. Stumbled across a late night car meet. I don't know. It was alright. Stopped, got gas, got a Coke, talked to some guys. But the Courier is looking good. I mean, that's just about where I want it. It fell another ½ inch or quarter inch just through that 20 miles, hoping that it'll fall the rest of the way, and then we will be good to go, and this thing will be where it needs to be and sit just right. I mean, it looks so much better. I can't get over how much better it looks. Yeah, I love the way this thing's sitting now. Hopefully I keep loving it, and hopefully somebody else loves it enough that they will buy it, because it's eventually going to be for sale. So that's it for tonight. We'll see you guys next time. Back on the Courier today, we're going to work on the inside some more. I picked up some sound deadening material, and it's actually quite thicker than I thought it was going to be. So we'll see how it turns out, but it's already here. So we're going to use this carpet, which was $14.99 from Ollies. Just this thin little carpet. I don't have the adhesive yet to glue it to the sound deadener. That's all right, we'll get that a different day. So we'll just lay the sound deadener down tonight. This should be enough, I would think, to do the floor around the shifter. I think it's gonna make it look a ton better. And then we need to put this door panel back on. And then I also got my mirrors. So again, staying with the budget-friendly, restoration cleanup here. We have these mirrors. It's just the blue protective on the back. But hey guys, but they're like $40 shipped, and they're gonna go up here on the edge of the truck. They're gonna go about right here, give or take. Look a lot better than those big mirrors that were on it before. So hopefully everything looks good when we're done. I'm probably not gonna record this. It's basically just peel and stick. It's hot, it's nice to listen to music, so we're gonna have the fan on and the music going. And we're going to get this done, get it knocked out, hopefully before it's too dark outside, but I guess we'll see. Here it is. Not too bad. 1974 Ford Courier. Brought back from the dead, and it looks good. We've got the interior cleaned up, we've got some carpet in there, door panels back on, even got the 10mm wrench in the door. Still has some gauges to put in down there, and we've installed one of the 2 mirrors. I think it looks better without the other one, just with one on there, but obviously I'll give the other one as well. Brand new tires, cleaned it up, dropped it 3 inches. I think this thing looks great. It gets compliments everywhere we go in it. It's just time to pass it on to the next guy. We can't keep them all. It is what it is. I never figured out a gas tank for it. The boat tank runs fine. If I was to keep it, I'd probably do that for way too long, but just put a fuel cell in the back there with a return line in it, because this carburetor does return, and you'll be good to go. There really isn't much else to do on it. It's served us a good purpose. It's made us a few good videos. I've had some fun with it. Time to pass it on to the next guy, who maybe will paint it, you know, take it to the next level. That's not what I do. That's not what we do here. We're just getting them running and driving, having fun while doing it, learning along the way. Yeah, I mean, I still even cleaned the, you know, from taking the mirrors off. Like, that will come off. Maybe I should take that last extra step before I list it for sale. But what is today, the 24th or whatever? So it'll probably be for sale in the next few days. I found a new project that I want to grab, and I'm out of space. I mean, it's that simple. So, you know, I don't have a big warehouse like this to park cars in. I have my single width driveway, so I can't keep them all. This is gonna have to go, and then we can work on something else. It'll be interesting to see what's next, but I think it'll be fun. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys watching the little Courier build. Do you guys want to see me take it further and, like, on the next one and, like, really clean it up? Or is this all you want to see, is getting it going? You know, why are you guys hanging around? Why are you watching? Why do you watch this whole video? Let me know. What aspect do you enjoy? And I'll make the videos better for you guys in the future if you let me know. So please leave a comment. Also, it looks like we got a little bit of a coolant leak. Just a tiny little drip. I think I just need to retighten the line, but we should be good to go. So I'm gonna get out of here before somebody lets the authorities know that we're hanging out around the side of this building, because, you know, they probably don't really want us being here. All right, so here we are back at the house. Didn't want to hang around there too long. Just took some photos for Marketplace. My driveway isn't the most aesthetically pleasing place to take photos for a backdrop. Yeah, just real quick, we have got it running and driving. We got it running and driving reliably. We've made it look cool, in my opinion, and we've made the interior a heck of a lot nicer. For like a total, including brand new tires, I'd have to pull out the exact receipts, but my ballpark estimate is $600. Yeah, and half of that's tires. I mean, really, you know, we've got $40 in carpet in here, which looks awesome for $40. We have a $20 seat blanket, seat cover blanket from Amazon. Yeah, the door panels, we self-tap the door panels back in so they stay nice. We permanently installed the 10mm wrench over there. The cicadas are going crazy because it's 92 degrees outside. Oh, and we installed the mirrors, which had a little bit of a custom job here, but they work. They don't rub. It looks really close right there, but it actually doesn't rub. It's just fun. It's a blast to drive, and anyone who comes out here and drives this truck, I really do think is going to buy it. Now, however many people come and get to that point, I guess we'll see. I really don't know what the market for these are. I'm going to probably post in a little Courier group and see what they say, and then from there we can kind of see what the selling price is going to be, and we can move on to the next one. Not making a ton of money here, you know, don't come after me, IRS. So I just want to go ahead and say, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out to the end. Let me know what you guys want to see. Do you guys want to see the dragging it out of the field and getting it running and driving, or do you want to see me do that and take it to the end? You know, do you want to see me do the visual customizations? Do you want to see me try to knock this dent out right here, polish the grill, as opposed to just taking the bumper-ettes off and the extra brackets and, you know, just cleaning it up? How far do you want to see this go? That's my big question, and I guess with that we'll be able to do the next one. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it as always, and we'll catch you later in IT Garage. Hey everyone, welcome back, and today is a bittersweet day. We are selling the Courier. They are coming to pick it up. I've actually already been paid, gave them the title. They just couldn't come pick it up till today. I seriously have put 2,000 miles on this truck. I love driving it. I'm super sad to see it go, but as you can see, we got more projects here in the back, and they just showed up. So we'll catch you guys later.